What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first official video on Copper Cactus DIY. Yeah, I'm a dork, but I'm gonna have so much fun over here on this channel. We're gonna do all kinds of furniture refinishing, flipping, faux finishing, and I'm super excited to have you all here along for the ride. So for this video, our very first, the official launch video, I'm refinishing this very old desk. My dad made this desk for me about 40 years ago, and I've been hanging on to it all this time because it works perfectly in one of our bedrooms. It's a perfect little corner desk, good for storage, the drawers still work and everything, but as you can see, it's a little wobbly and it's painted in latex paint. 4 coats of it. I got my work cut out for me here today with this one. But if you like furniture refinishing videos, furniture makeovers, and stuff like that, then that's what I'm gonna be doing over here on this channel. So I would love if you hit that subscribe button. I have a goal to reach 100 subscribers by the end of September, and I would really appreciate any help that you could give. All you gotta do is click that red button right down below. But before I melt in my garage, I'm just gonna get started. We're gonna get with this by taking it apart and then cleaning the piece. I removed the drawer pull and kept the screw with it. This is a nice porcelain piece, ceramic. I'm gonna keep it, we're just gonna spray paint it. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. My degreasing soap, just put a little of that on here. I gave the hardware a good scrubbing, rinsed it, dried it, and set it up for a first coat of paint. I'm gonna be spray painting the hardware because it's just easier. All right, I'm using this Krylon flat black. One of the things I love about this is that it dries in 10 minutes or less, and here in Phoenix, that less is more. Thin, even coats. Now that'll sit. And I'll do a second coat of that, but I probably won't do it on camera. All right, so in order to get the drawer out, unfortunately right now, because all of this is painted, I have to just take off the drawer entirely, including the hardware. So to do that, I gotta remove the legs first. Let's flip her over. There are many issues on this thing. I'm gonna have to discuss that. But first off, let's just get the drawer out. Hardware together in a bag. One of the main things that I wanted to try to fix on this piece is this enormous gap here. Like, I can kind of get my pinky almost all the way under it. I'm unfortunately looking at the piece now, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that. I'm gonna try to tighten that screw up here and just see if maybe it'll grab a little bit. But the top itself is like basically completely warped at this point, so I don't know how much I'm actually gonna be able to do here. Come on, baby, come on. Now it's just spinning and spinning. It really needs more than I can give it, so not happening. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna try to step on this, tighten it a little. Maybe it'll grip slightly. Now that I pushed it down a little. Doesn't feel like it though. All right, well this is gonna be fun angle, but no, spinning and spinning to oblivion. My generic degreasing soap. I know it's in a Dawn container, but it's not. I'm using a lint-free wet rag and a nice bucket of warm water. And now we clean. This desk needed a heavy cleaning. I especially paid attention to the areas with the copper leafing. Some of the sizing glue was exposed when the leaf wore away over the years, and I just wanted to get as much as possible with the rag, so I didn't risk gunking up my sandpaper. Things dried really fast, but I went over all the parts with a clean rag. I did 3 passes to remove any soap residue. So, because this is 4 layers of latex paint with no top coat, I know it's going to get kind of gummy, but I have to do this with a orbital sander, and I'm using my brand new orbital sander. And I'm going to start with 100 grit disc. Let's get this started. I know it might be easier to use a chemical paint stripper to remove this latex paint, but I didn't have any on hand and it's just so dry here. I didn't know how it would perform. And this didn't take very long to get through. On the legs, that only took about 5 minutes. She's super smooth. This might go faster than I had originally anticipated. Hooray, because I got a lot to go and it's getting warm, so it's actually going a little faster than I had anticipated it going, but I'm not going to take you guys along for the ride for all of this because it's already been 10 minutes and I'm not even done with half of the leg. So I'm going to check you back in when I am at the desktop, especially these parts right here. Okay. Yeah, and this is why people get 2 batteries for their sanders. I'm so close. I mean, so close on the legs. I used this thing before, so I was already drained a little bit, and now I gotta wait for it to charge. As soon as it charges, though, I'll come back out and finish this. Hopefully today, because it's getting a little hot and muggy, but it's kind of cloudy, so it's not too bad. By the time the battery charged, it was just too freaking hot to go back out and work. come on, Summer. Don't you know I have a job to do? Hello? Anyway, I didn't want to completely wrap for the day, but I knew the top section would just take way too long. So I finished up the drawer instead. And then I left my blazing hot garage for the night. I started the next morning with the edges of the drawer and my fully charged battery on the mouse sander. I used a 120 grit sanding sheet. I'm planning to do something cool on the inside of the drawer, so stick around until the end so you don't miss it. Then I moved to the top with the orbital. I'm using 100 grit sanding discs to try to cut through this latex. Unfortunately, like you saw before though, the top isn't in great shape. Once our garage is back together, I'll have the workshop I need to fully restore this desk. But right now, that means I'm sanding slightly cupped wood, so I'm going slow and with really light pressure. But even that didn't seem to cut through the same way it did on the legs and the drawer front. So I pulled out the mouse sander and an 80 grit sheet to get in there with a little more muscle, but just from a smaller surface area. That helped, but it still didn't seem to be doing the job. So I pulled out the old heat gun. Now we're talking. This heat tool seemed to help me slide through the paint like nobody's business. That is, at first. This is my first time using a tool like this to try to remove latex paint, and I'm glad I have it in my kit. However, it has some limitations. For example, there seems to be a weird sweet spot on heating up the paint. If it got too hot on the bottom layer, it felt like the paint sunk deeper into the wood and wouldn't budge. Also, if the paint was adhered better, the heat just didn't do squat. Oh, and finally, the battery. I obviously have no basis for comparison here, but for a tool like this, I think it's better to go for a corded option. I ran both of my batteries dry before making it even halfway through because I needed constant heat to loosen the paint. So you can see the total difference in the wood tones there. This down here is where I've sanded, and this is obviously where I just pulled back with the heat gun. I'll need to sand all of that too, but for now, I'm just gonna keep going because this is actually working. Hooray! I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any of this now with the heat gun, but I'll definitely give it a shot. And worst case, at least I get like 3/4 of the desk done with the heat gun instead of having to sand for 16 years and use 400 sanding discs. Slight exaggeration, but only slight. Those weird black lines near the front edge, yeah, they're actually glue from tape that I stuck on this many decades ago. I actually kind of love that they're still there though. It's a good reminder how much I've learned about refinishing furniture and painting in general. I really love peeling back all these layers. And that's good, because there are a lot of them that don't seem to want to move very far. The top took me like forever, but once I got that done, I finished up the edges, including this missing chunk on one of the corners in the back. This chipped off ages ago, and I'm not going to fix it right now. I'll definitely do that when I come back to fully restore this piece. But for now, I just went slow and steady to remove the paint and smooth it down. So for those of you wondering about the glamorous life of a furniture refinisher, this piece took me 5 days due to the temperatures in my garage, 3 power tools, and 7 sanding sheets to fully strip off all the paint. Let's just say I'll pretty much never use latex paint on solid wood furniture again. I want to add at least a little bit of protection to this piece, but I need something that I can sand through easily when I get to the complete restore of this desk. So instead of painting this time, I added just one generous smooth coat of Modern Masters Dead Flat Varnish. Despite the struggles with how much time it took me to do this entire piece, once I got the top coat done and the desk put back together again, my first official Copper Cactus DIY makeover was complete. Well, that was a process. I'm actually so excited to see this piece as natural wood again. I only painted it about 15 years ago, but it feels like so much longer. Regardless, I'm happy to get it back to a place where I can fully restore it soon. But until then, this beautiful piece will live in my guest room as it is right now. What do you think? Don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know. And I just want to thank you if you made it all the way to the end of my very first official Copper Cactus DIY video. Woohoo! If you haven't yet, please subscribe before you leave and click the bell icon for notifications. And feel free to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. That will really help my channel grow, and it'll help me to know what you like watching, and I really appreciate all your support. That's all I've got for today, though. Thanks so much for watching. Later, peeps! Glistening again. Get out of here, fly! Old lady, click that subscribe. Yeah, little girl, big desk. That's fine, I got it. Okay. And I sound mad because I always sound mad. Even if I'm not mad, I sound mad. That's my life. That's my voice. Hello, welcome to Copper Cactus DIY. If you don't know, I'm a happy person who sounds mad all the time. All right, let's see if I can take that out entirely. Maybe Matt's got some clamps I can't get that screw out. Of course I can't. Why would the screw come out? That just makes sense.